Very cheery and jaunty indeed. Right then, good evening ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Shadows Over Loathing and this enormous bauble. Right then, I suppose that makes sense. We've got lots of shiny things going on and lots of trees. Still don't know why these two particular trees here are completely dead, but never mind. Presumably that was some sort of horrific scientific experiment that went naturally wrong. What are we doing? I have absolutely no idea. Let us flap the gums and shoot the breeze and so forth. They invent stuff, right? They invented any new dances. Well, robots are a pretty big thing here. Maybe they have a sort of dance where you move around all stiffy like a robot. Ah, applesauce. I can't be seeing that getting real popular. I feel like that was popular for a while, but I don't know if that's still popular. But what do I know? Let us go somewhere else that I don't know the first thing about, that being a frat house. I recognise the Greek symbols, but beyond that, nothing. You walk past a phone booth, and, well, there's clearly something not right with this phone booth. I mean, the booth itself looks fine, but there's some sort of wriggling, twitching, shadowy mass inside of it, like a horrible multi-armed monstrosity scrambling to be free. Oh, hooray, we're going to have a 3-hour-long conversation with Hermaeus Mora and be totally unable to skip any of it whilst getting our face groped by a bunch of tentacles. Whoop-de-doodle. As you're standing there watching one of the arms manages to grab the door handle and the shadow spills out onto the sidewalk, splitting into 5 creepy little human-shaped shadows. What is this? Some sort of shadow fraternity prank? Oh dear. This isn't good. They're slightly good at farting, which is a bit scary. I can't do more than 5 physical damage at a time. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, this is going to cause me significant problems. Allow me to wail on my saxophone of reliability. I do like that we are next to the combat lab and the violence studies room, given that we are here to do a bit of viciousness, and this I mostly like. Okay, so we got the 2 AP now, which is a good improvement for that, which means we can do two thingamajigs each time. Oh, they're going to cause 12 damage. That is a lot. How much health do I have? That's a lot of damage that they're going to cause me. I may not actually win this. I may get ever so slightly completely screwed by this. What can I do? So I can't do that. Causing 3 bleeding damage. That's not quite what I need. Reduce their stats. They do have decent stats, I suppose. Heal me. You know what? I might do that. Which one's going to hit me? That one's going to hit me. That one can't do what it was planning to do. Okay, well, no reason to kill him, at least not yet. And all 4 of the rest of you are going to assault me. So you're all going to kill me. Is the long and the short of it. Oh, I am so screwed. Kitty on. I am really frickin' worried. Can I panic a lot really, really badly? I am going to increase my moxie, even though I don't think there's any point in me doing that, because it's not actually going to increase the amount of damage I can do, so that was a humongous waste. Okay, I'm about to get my ass kicked. And I shot the wrong guy. I'm so freaking dead. I don't think there's anybody I actually can kill. I could get you for all the freaking good it would do. Because it never shoots the person I wanted to shoot. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. They say in response. That's interesting. I actually thought that Molly would abandon the fight at this point. What else can you do? Might as well use up a few bullets. I'm so dead. I mean, I am dead. That isn't the point. I mean, she's also dead. Darn it. You lost. The weird little homunculi stuff you into a phone booth and then tip over the doors and run away giggling. You wait a few minutes for your wounds to scab over. Oh. Delicious. Your wounds have healed into stronger skin. Disgusting, clotted, discoloured skin. I know the feeling. Wow, you've got enough XP now to buy a skill and make your character more powerful. You'd like to go to character sheet and take a look? Okay. I feel like you should have told me that earlier, but never mind, I don't suppose it matters. Gee whiz, I wish I'd had this one. I could afford it. I did notice this one while I was editing the last video. I noticed this skill here, which for some reason I didn't look at before, which would increase maximum AP and allow me to do 3 attacks each time, but I don't know how necessary that is right now. I'd also rather like that one. That would be probably quite good. For the 30% item drops, I think I'll save up for that, because I need another 4 XP for that, so, right then! Our commute was long and dangerous, but we'll try again, I suppose, because we didn't learn to frickin' listen. Sorry, just for a split second I was terrified we're in the same place. You seem to have taken a wrong turn somewhere, probably because you were trying to avoid the phone booth, unless you were trying to get into a subterranean maintenance corridor filled with steam pipes. Maybe you were, considering it's SIT after all. You turn around and head back, but a homemade, well, classroom-made, probably, maintenance robot trundles into view and turns a valve wheel. Hot steam shoots out from the nearby pipe, blocking your exit. Crying out loud, where are we, in a Dwemer ruin? Hey robot, turn off that steam. Beep, boop. Well, fine, I'll do it myself. Beep, beep. Well, come along now. Walk through the steam, a whole load of pain. Walk through the steam with hot armor, I haven't got that, so I guess we're getting into another fight. With what seems to be some sort of obese Dalek, some sort of creature holding that squirt gun from Fallout, and some sort of floating trash bin. Okay, acts of violence, please. You really cannot do better than that, I suppose. I realise that does very little damage, which is less than optimal. I am going to throw I'm not, because that's going to do 1 damage. I am going to kill one of you, because I can do that, because at least it does enough damage. What are you going to do? Zapping robot is going to charge up its coils. You're going to hit me in the head, and you're going to zap me, removing an HP and an AP point indeed. Well, that's very naughty. I'm going to shoot you for that. Oh goodness! I didn't know we were going to be inducing Queensby rules. I was not warned of this. Okay then, what are you going to do? Presumably nothing, because yeah, I was just going to say it's a robot. It's going to be immune to poison, I know. I know that much. I don't know where that thing went, but never mind. You won, and you shut off the steam valve and escaped the maintenance tunnel unharmed. Somewhere on the other side of campus, a toilet explodes. Hopefully it had been flushed recently. A piece of metal, a combat item, a chunk of unloved metal hardened by its loneliness. I guess being a psychogeologist means that I could kind of understand metal, given that metal comes from ore, which is sort of rock, I suppose. Some minerals, I don't know. I don't know, I'm not a psychogeologist. Give your target shielded, which presumably is an effect, which causes them to ignore the next time they take damage. Oh. Presumably by ignore you mean that they don't get any effect from it, not that just that, you know, somebody comes there and punches them in the face and, you know, they're just sitting there twiddling their thumbs. Presumably not. Okie dokie. That could be quite useful actually for protecting... people who get in a pickle. Particularly myself. Right. Some very muscular flies are buzzing around this pile of discarded protein powder. Right, for starters, let me get the mouse on the screen. I know it's hard to hear amongst the hubbub of the cars and the music, but can you hear this otherworldly howling noise when I move? Why is that happening? What's up with that? Is that because of my shoes? Do I need to put on different shoes? What if I put on some different ones, like my crab clogs? Because that's a phrase I've forgotten that we said in this game. The vampire... I swear the vampire boots have not been making that noise all the time, have they? I feel I would have noticed that. Never mind, it doesn't matter. This trash can is sparkling clean, probably from years of disuse. It's kind of ironic that the cleanest thing around here is the bin. Right then, it sounds like a raucous party is happening inside. Well, Molly, you said you wanted a place that invented some new dances, and this woman seems to be pulling the dance of constipation. Right then. This man is throwing a banana. Good for him. Should we talk to him about this? This frat guy is throwing food in a makeshift dummy. His precision is uncanny. Hello! I don't know if you can hear me, but we'll try this anyway. Sup, bro? I'm Goldo. Hey, wait, did you say, Phil? You're the new captain of the food fight team. That is true. Congratulations. I was the coach this year, but I couldn't handle it because of the flashbacks. Flashbacks? Yes, in the Cola War, saw things you wouldn't believe. True horror. How old are you? What are you doing in college if you're 31? I guess that explains your your skill, rather, with throwing food. You learned that in the army? Yeah, except it wasn't so much learning as being experimented on by military scientists with dubious ethics. How'd they do that? Made me drink a bunch of experimental super soldier syrup. One moment, can I turn this off? You are telling me. Right, sorry. My ears are call me an old man, right, who's gonna ram himself into this party and tell these infernal kids to keep their music down, but that is giving me a headache. So if you don't mind, and for the sake of me not having to shout all day, I would like to, I would like to turn that down a little bit. Do you have any of the syrup left? The super soldier syrup? Yeah, I stole a whole case of it on my way out. Maybe you were thinking of feeding it to the food fight team. Well, I can give you a dose, but not for free. You gotta bring me a treat. I dread to think what kind of thing that involves. A treat? What sort of treat? I need 3 cups of triple mint tea. They got them at the Goldthwaite Park Botanical Gardens in Ocean City. Okay, I feel like I've probably been there. I can probably manage that. Is a couch with some moss growing on it? That is absolutely disgusting. Can I stand here and get hit in the face? Sadly not. No. My day has been utterly ruined by this tragedy, but never mind, I'll get over it eventually. This dessert cart is cleaner than most of the things near. Check underneath. You find some balaclava wrapped in balaclava. Oh. Funny. A fancy and exotic dessert made from phyllo dough, honey and nuts. This day nobody knows what phyllo dough is. I'm glad I'm not the only person that doesn't know. This hat is great for concealing your identity, so that nobody can make fun of how badly you ski. There's an element of truth there. Okay, ahead of his time. Why? Yeah. Goodness only knows why. I don't think that's a modern dance, is it? I don't know the first thing about modern dance. This guy is certainly cutting a rug. Very funny. This guy is still dancing in spite of his obvious nausea. Oh, I see. He's the one doing the diarrhea dance. I understand. This recliner has a sign saying free, which you assume means something other than it being free of stains. I don't want this, but at the same time, I so want this. Oh my giddy aunt. On the one hand, I want to get that. On the other hand, I want to get that for the sake of the muscle. I would give me one to my ranged attacks as well. Have I been eaten and drunken nothing yet? That's a potion, so I could still eat some food, perhaps. Let me see if I've got anything that might up my muscle a bit. Let me see. Okay, I think if I put this on, and then I eat this, indeed, which isn't a hell of a lot of use to me, but still. Was it 5 or 6? It's 6, okay. So if I then get this perk here, yes, even though it's not really what I want, but doesn't matter, because now we can have this, even though I still don't know why in the name of hell I want it, but never mind. You hang your SIT pennant on the wall. Now anybody who comes to visit will think you're educated, until they speak to me and hear how stupid I am, and then they'll realise that I'm not. Hooray. Can I sit in it? Yes. You gain an effect inherent stink in the posterior area. You sit in the terrible chair until you can't stand the stench anymore, and then you keep sitting in it until you get used to the stench. That's useful, but also horrible. Okay, right. Never mind. I Aye. Let's put the music volume back up to wherever the hell it was before, which I'm going to assume was about 60, that sounds about right. By which I mean the level and not the word. Oh goodness, 'tis a message. Oh dear, I better call off the mobsters. Upon auditorily processing the alert bell from this telephonic device, I have answered it. Come on, dial it back a notch. As it is you who have dialed my number, I do not entirely understand this request. Fine. What do you need? Our observationists have reported that you have, or will soon become, operational within Porkham, the locus of the education known as the Seaside Institute of Technology. I don't think I care for being observationalized. What do you want me to shake down this time? I'm not going to put the screws in an entire university for you. This will not be necessarious. We are not in a competitivious relationship with an academical institution. No, because there's no way on earth they can compete with your absolute lack of brevity. The specific task we require of you is to sensitivanial to communicate with you in a telephonic manner. I presume you mean sensitive? Idiot. Proceed to the luncheonette fish and chips. Oh, that's funny. Why haven't I thought of that before? Whereupon you will meet with one of our operatives who is known by his alias as Greasy Steve. You will recognize him, but I'm pretty sure I will be able to recognize him when I see him. You may return to your objective. Okay, this is all good and excellent and happy and cheery. Right then, where is the park? Here we are, where I need to obtain some things. As the two of you are walking down the street, Molly suddenly stops and gestures to a nearby gun shop. Hey, I know the old bulldogger. Hang on a second, you want to go shopping? Nah, I just want to get my typewriter a quick tune-up. The sight on it's kind of hinky. Cut yourself a piece of cake, and I'll be right here. I have no cake. This is an additional tragedy. You don't see any cake around, disappointingly. Yeah, no kidding. But Molly returns presently with a freshly polished Tommy gun and a cheerful grin. Her mox is increased by 1. Now will be hidden on all 6s. Maybe that finally will explain why when I say shoot at that person, she shoots at this person, that person, and that person as well. Right then. Yeah, the goblins were nothing compared to the gangsters. Okay then. Can I quickly review my side quest in order to see what I was doing? 3 cups of turbo mint tea in exchange for a special syrup. He says he's got them at the botanical garden. Okay, so there's nothing more specific than that. Maybe he has hidden them here? Oh yes. Is this you? May I buy some tea, please? Triple mint tea. Indeed. I would like to buy some of this, please. Thank you very much. I still think this place is a bit weird, but never mind. I mean, everything in this game is a bit weird, but never mind. Let's leave here swiftly before we get murdered by poison ivy. Sorry, it's a bit of a blast from the past seeing this place again. Okay, I think we're finished here. Where do you want to take the bus? I'd like to take it back to the campus, please. Right. Just preparing my eardrums. Wrong thing again, for crying out loud. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons like some sort of uneducated nincompoop. With a not exactly audible hiss, several of the strange bar-shaped shadows you saw at the fridge factory slide into view from nowhere. They arrange themselves into a circle and orbit around a central point, which opens like an eye, revealing a diamond-shaped prison of black shadows. Man, are any of the geometry professors around? They would really like to see this. I'm beginning to severely regret the fact that I'm getting into all of these fights because I seem to categorically suck at all of them. And I've no AP. Why do I have no AP? Because these things reduce my... At least they don't have a lot of frickin' health. I have something here that increases my AP, don't I? Don't I have that? Cure poison, cause bleeding damage? No, that's not what I want. I can't use that. Seriously, I had a thing that would increase my AP. Here we are. Have a whiff of the Vigor Inhaler. There we are. That's better. Now, I wish to do a whaling. That hurt quite severely. Now, I could either hit somebody for some physical damage, or I could get my moxie up. How much damage am I doing? 5. That's not really enough. I'm going to increase my own moxie with more terrible dancing, and then I'm going to give somebody a good old bit of murdering. Yes, I'm going to get rid of you. And... oh, can't take more than 5 physical damage at one time, which means it was totally pointless for me to do my jazz hands. Naturally. Probably should have healed myself now that I think about it. Really should have healed myself now that I think about it. That was a real stupid thing of me not to do. I am going to shoot you in the vague hope that some of the spray and pray hits the folks behind. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Now, can I please survive long enough to hit you again? Yes, thank you. Yeah, just actually no, don't even shoot him. Just throw a rock at him. Is me having the rock a product of my psychogeological-isms? Or is that, in reality something else? I don't know. Okay, it's still really loud in here. Okay, I have the tea for you. Super Soldier Syrup. Gain 25 XP. Don't mention it, unless you decide you want more later, in which case, please do mention it, otherwise you'll get horribly confused. Okay, this little vial is stamped with a serial number and a list of complicated and scary-sounding chemical names. Increases the damage of your ranged weapons attacks by 5 points. Okay, this seems cool and excellent. Thank you for throwing a donut over there. Okay, can I commune with any of you other fine fellas and fellaresses? Just a frat guy doing a little grilling indoors, which seems horrifically dangerous, but never mind. Is it safe to grill indoors? I mean, it is my house, so whatever, apart from the fact that you're just rendering it, but never mind. I can't really get the taste I'm looking for, though. Say, can you do me a favour? I suppose. What do you want? I got a buddy up at Phi Epsilon Tau. Why do you name everything here after difficult to pronounce Greek letters? Why is that a thing? His burgers always come out super good. Some kind of special wood chips or something. Do you mean pieces of wood that you use in the fire, or do you mean really difficult to chew things that come with your fish? Anyway, could you get over there and get some for me? I've got to stay here and watch the queue. Okay, I should do my best to do that. What did that say? SIT kids dance to a different beat. The kind of beat that you only hear once you're brain damaged. But never mind. There's a necktie hanging on the knob of this door, so you refuse to find out what that means. I don't know what it means, but I don't think most frat occupants are well dressed enough to have a tie, so maybe there's someone a bit like me in there, in which case we really don't want to know what's going on inside. Somebody spilled cantaloupe all over the stairs. How'd that even happen? I don't even know what it is. Oh, finally, it's a bit quieter. There does seem to be a brawl going on up here, but at least that's something I understand. From the grunting and shouting, there's either a brawl or a sporting event taking place in this room. Quite possibly both. Barge in and join. If there's one thing in this wacky old world of ours that I didn't need to see, it was a goblin cheerleader. Right then, sex and violence. I hate to play the same old tune over and over again, both literally and figuratively, but it's kind of necessary. Okay, I'm doing 13 physical damage, which is enough to kill any of them in a single shot, so there's not a lot of point in me up in the moxie at the minute. So, is there anybody that I could kill with this blast? No. I think you're going to kick me for 9 damage. You're going to kick me for 14. Oh no, you're going to kick him for 14 damage. Well, that doesn't matter quite so much. I'm going to try and get rid of you, I think. As best I can, at least. I have no AP points left. This is a tragedy. Now I'll shoot you in the face. Because you're a big smelly person, and you seem to be wearing some sort of prisoner's overalls. But never mind. Let's shoot you for the sake of getting rid of you, and then we'll just hit these kids. Can they actually fight? Or can they just up each other's stuff? No. No, they can just heal each other massively, which means we could be here for the best part of the day. Except we're not. How much does the stick do? The stick doesn't do very much. Okay. It probably isn't actually going to do anything, because they're just going to heal each other now. I think I'm just going to have to shoot them a lot. Kitty, what are their names? Joclyn. Is that a sports reference? One presumes. Or is Jocelyn an adjective? One doesn't know. One only knows that they're dead, and of this, I'm grateful. Please stop making that noise, it's very disturbing. Get out. I mean, this was the right strategy to take on, you know, getting rid of these guys, because it means I'm not in danger, but still, you know, it's long-winded. Excellent, excellent, excellent. You held your own pretty well in there. As such, you're now holding on to some of theirs as well. I'm going to pretend like I've got a ball is what you're talking about, and then... Oh, so this is an infinite combat thing? Oh, that is good to know that that is there. Seriously, if they updated this game to change these shoes, because these shoes are getting on my nerves. The thing is, they're all ridiculous. So I think we're going to have to go around shoeless. There, that's better. Sorry, there's enough silly noises going on in here at the moment without me listening to a woofing sound. A fraternity's communal wardrobe. What can we find inside? Beneath your standards, you find some clothes. Just barely above them, you find a coat hanger. You're not sure why anybody would want to wear a coat hanger made of wire, but whatever. I keep hitting the wrong buttons. This isn't a thing I can wear. It doesn't even describe it as an item or anything. It's just a weirdness. Alright, perhaps it will come in handy for something later. Hello, well-hatted lady. May I speak to you? I'm presuming you're a chemistry student. Good guess, but no, I'm essentially a hobo. I've been renting out my services, and I dread to think what they are, and this portable still to make all sorts of ends. You still don't look very portable. Oh, it's much lighter than you'd expect. Ah, I see. Okay. Well, it still doesn't look very portable. You know of the hobo camp? Near Ocean City? I bet your skills would be popular there. Oh yes, I've heard of that. I'm saving up to buy a new hat first. I want to put my best foot forward, you know. It still looks like a rather awesome hat. Particularly by their standards. I seriously don't think they mind. I know, but it's for my own self-confidence. I wouldn't expect a woman who owns her own still to have issues with self-confidence. Hey, I don't drink the stuff, just use it to decrease the industrial machinery. How much would you like to buy for your hat? Say, 7 mid? Okay, I'll buy your hat. Why not? I actually thought I was buying your hat, not buying you another hat, but never mind, it doesn't matter. The money's gone now, and that means it's over. You sure? Sure, it's no problem. Thank you so much. Come see me at the camp later, and I'll pay you back. She packs up her still, hefts it into her back. Onto her back, not into her back. That would be a very complex operation, and leaves with way. If I should have asked her about a code before we did that, but never mind. It doesn't matter. You can tell from 5 feet away that this door leads to a bathroom. Get me my nose clipped. We need to get out. This is either a special toilet for a really tall guy named Art or a toilet hung by a genius. Modern art, that thing I don't understand. A pile of toilet shards. This toilet appears to be working, but its spirit is broken. Reminds me of that scene out of Family Guy. I wouldn't touch your face after touching the handle of that toilet, mate, but you know. We weren't so familiar about things back then. This gold-plated door has a sign saying "Sea Chutney." Who that is, or why somebody can afford a gold-plated bedroom door to live in this dump is anybody's guess. You're too intimidated by the door's opulence and its deadbolt. Oh, enough next. Most of the books on this shelf have been ruined, but not all of them. Here is one that you do find. Piano Repair for Abject Imbeciles. Oh, I could certainly use this. A remedial piano repair book. Gives a combat skill, Piano Crush, dealing 3 physical damage and reducing muscle by 3. That could be useful against sort of fisticuff enemies. You read the book hoping to learn how to repair pianos, but the book is too remedial that all you learn is that pianos are heavy. This does, however, give you an idea of dragging a piano into a battlefield and then smacking somebody in the chops with it. You could read it again and try and read between the lines. If you do, it will become even stronger. Okay, that would be cool, but I don't think I've got the XP for that right now, so, No, I do. I don't know how I do, but I do. Okay, Okay, I think we'll save it. No, we'll have it. Yes, I like the extra item drops for the sake of getting the extra things. I think having things is nice, for I am material in that way. Alright then. Can we go through any of these doors? This door is stuck shut with dried pudding, just to be that much more revolting. And, oh, I need 6 sleeves armor. Oh my giddy aunt. What's my current sleaze armor? Can I see that? My current sleaze armor is 2. I can probably find something to up my sleaze-alicious armor. Aha! These delicious oysters will do nicely, I think. Allow me to eat these, for no particularly well-defined reason. Yes, I want to replace the effect by eating these horrific oysters. And then I need to put these greasy gloves on, I think. There we are, which seems good given that what we're trying to do with the door handle. So that now gives me enough to get in here. Oh, it's so quiet. It's so blissfully quiet. This fuse box has been stuffed full of celery. Presumably this is a joke, but goodness knows I don't know what it's on about. This drum smells like vermouth. If only you knew what vermouth was, then you might know what that smells like. Yep, it's vermouth, and you're keeping it. A drum of... How am I carrying this? Take this to the speakeasy. There is enough vermouth to supply an army with martinis. Presumably it's an ingredient of some kind. For some bizarre reason, I decided to haul that away after being inspired by the woman who carries her entire still on her back. You don't trust any organisation that stockpiles this much margarine. Presumably that's a brand name I'm not familiar with. Shelves of miscellaneous basement junk. You gain some junk mail. Oh, hooray. More of it that I still can't open because I don't have the letter opener. And a battery, which I can shove up my bum in order to make myself more excited about punching someone in the nose. These tools are all gravy-stained, but they are functional. Make some stuff. Can I make anything useful? I love that I can make this disgusting stuff. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Increase your physical armor by 5. That could be a useful thing to have in battle, actually. Indeed. What? A can of rapidly drying goo. Oh. Good. Good, good, good. I'm going to cover myself in goo that then gets all hard and prevents anyone from bashing me. I mean, in the sense that if you were covered in goo, nobody would want to come within a metric mile of you. So, you know, there's that to it. Let's just shot this one because we've done enough crazy stuff today, I think. Okay, let us head outside, and then we can turn the music back up. Because we will have moved away from all of the crackpot music. Okay, there we are. That will do nicely, I think. Okay, where are we going next? We could go next door, but frankly, I feel like I need some food to rest after that. I am so sick of it. It's like, this is like the broken down car all over again. Alright then, what is this? This seems exciting. Do you mind? A wooden statue with a metal diving helmet for a head. That's sort of cool, I suppose. I can't go into any of these little houses. No, okay then. A sad-looking hobo is selling some pencils. Hello, you don't seem down, you're not getting any business? No, I thought it was a real good plan too. College kids always need pencils, but I can't sell a dang one of these things. They get this mean look on their faces too, sort of pitying sneer, like they think I'm some sort of super dumb and must be dumb pencils and write dumb answers or something. There's a unique way of looking at things. He looks at you glumly and then at the sidewalks and rattles his mug of pencils at you. The mug has "I'm stupid" printed on it with an arrow pointed towards the handle. Oh, that's really horrid and sad. Oh, I will definitely buy one. In fact, can I buy all of them? And the mug as well, please, and then throw the mug in the fire. This poor man. I'll get to you in a minute. I offer him a different mug. Oh, maybe try this smart mug instead. Maybe it'll convince the students that you're smart. Here you go. There we are. He's all happy now. I feel better about life. I don't guess in return you could give me any code, could you? Why, certainly. He uses one of his pencils to draw some symbols on a scrap of paper for you. Thank you, friend. Yes. I'll buy another one as well, just to give him a little monetary boost. Right then. Which one do you think is Greasy Steve, or whoever it was that I was here to meet? I don't know. The kid behind the counter has the sort of glassy-eyed stare traditional of fast food employees, or rather what will become known as fast food in about 23 years. Okay then. Are you alright? Yes, just since all the students are gone, there practically hasn't been anyone in here apart from that one guy gorging himself. Who is he? I don't know, but he's been here every day, all day, and he's always eating. Sometimes the other guys in suits come in and they whisper together in a shifty-like manner for a minute, and then the other guys leave, and this guy keeps eating. It's freaking me out a bit. What do they talk about? Look, buddy, I'm just working here part-time to pay my way through college, which in 1928 is completely feasible. Don't make me cry. I'm not getting involved in what this guy's deal is. Okay, I see, that's fair enough. What can I buy? Some extra spicy cocktail sauce. Oh, okay. A fish sandwich burger style, a fish sandwich hot dog style, or a fish sandwich taco style, or an onion starfish. Hurl is memory for 10 sneeze damage. I so want to do that. I so want to throw a starfish at somebody. This trash can is about what you'd expect from a trash can at a fish restaurant. Oh, hooray. Oh. It's all trash, but one of the pieces of trash is big enough to fit your head into. Oh, whoop-de-doodle. A hat has been soaked in near translucency by fry oil and fish grease. Can I please take these gloves off post-haste? I don't even know what one. I think I had this one on before. I am not going to get paid money for wearing that on the boardwalk. This is a grid that explains what kind of things are and are not sandwiches. It is surprising how often it errs on the side of a sandwich. I was going to comment about that earlier and say that I don't think a taco is a sandwich because it's not a bread product. Although tacos, I guess they're kind of a grain product, and bread is a grain product. We need to go to Breadwood and ask the experts. This guy is glumly picking at a plate of food. Is there anything wrong? Well, I just moved out here for school and this food is... I mean, it's fine, but it's not what we had back home. What's different about it? My dad worked in a barbecue sauce factory, so everything we ate was smothered in barbecue sauce. I thought I was ready for new experiences at college, but I'm so homesick. I can relate. For me, it was maple syrup. I know I had maple syrup in my life, but never mind. I'm very sorry to hear that. He is poking his food. Perhaps I can help by finding you some sauce? Oh, that was actually a joke, but alright. The thing about this game is you make a joke and then it turns it into the reality of the situation, and then you're hard pressed to come up with a joke that's even more of a joke than the joke you're currently working your way through as a quest. Why, that'd be swell. He pulls out a little paper cup of his pocket and hands it to you. There's got to be some barbecue sauce around here somewhere on campus, right? It's 1928 after all. Was it popular back in 1928? I don't even know that it's popular now. You carry sauce cups around with you? Well, as I said, barbecue sauce is a real important part of my identity. Well, I shall see what I can do. Floyd Carbuncle. What a name. I actually thought a carbuncle was a kind of affliction, but apparently I stand correct. Hello, friend. Are you Greasy Steve? You would seem to be. A man in a real slick suit, described as such because he's both expensive and covered in grease, is stuffing his face. This has to be Greasy Steve. My good God. That is abhorrent on many levels, particularly for me, but never mind. Hello, Greasy Steve. I like you didn't question. You didn't phrase that as a question. Oh, yes, sorry, I didn't read it properly, but never mind, and I ruined everything. Forgive me. You're a cool customer, kid. I get what Donny Thesaurus sees in you. Why is some words so difficult to say without sounding like you got a lisp? Put him right there. I'd really rather not. Can I put those gloves back on, please? He wipes his hand on his lapel and offers you a handshake. You take it with a grimace, and your hand immediately slides out of his grip. Oh, now here's the deal. We got some, what you might call, dirty meat, see, and we need it laundered. Meat laundering, I don't know much about that. Why do I guess I'm going to take some meat and I'm going to literally put it through a washing machine? Oh, it's easy. The only tricky part is you've got to find a way to get it. Oh. Okay. Like I said, you come up with a joke. It turns out that's the joke. A laundry room, like actual laundry. On account of how it's steam laundry, it's only a steam laundry is going to be powerful enough to clean this particularly dirty meat. He passes you a sack from under the table and you take a look inside. The bag of dirty old meat. A bag of ill-gotten gains. Yuck. Yeah, I can see what you mean. Anyway, get that cleaned up and bring it back to me, and you'll get your payment. He pats a briefcase sitting next to him. Can you please not touch it anymore, because every time you do, its value plummets. Right then. For crying out loud. This isn't pleasant. Out of curiosity, did we swap the mug, or not? Yes, dumb coffee mug. A cracked and dirty coffee mug blah 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 blah. Yes. This is dumb and puzzling on many levels, and also quite horrific. Reduces all of combatants' mysticality by your mysticality once per round. Oh, okay. That could be useful. The thing is, you can't change that before you go into battle, so unless you know in advance who you're fighting, you're kind of basically completely and utterly screwed. Okay, let's see if we can find the laundry room. I have no idea where that is, so I'm just going to wander around randomly in the vague hope of finding it, because we haven't invented satellite navigation systems yet. An SIT student wearing a bulky overcoat flags you down as you're crossing the street. Honig. Hello. Do you find yourself in need of a fuse this fine day? I suppose. He smiles and opens his coat to reveal dozens of fuses. Strapped to his lining, so you just walk around with those all the time? Of course, all tech men carry fuses. I feel like if you got struck by lightning while carrying a lot of electrical devices, you'd probably get quite horribly zapped. Not to imply that if you got struck by lightning while you were, I don't know, stark naked, you wouldn't get horribly zapped, but you'd be zapped additionally. He plucks one from the coat and hands it to you. Thank you. This is most kind of you. It's like the man who gave me a match. Maybe this will come in handy for something. Alright, I suppose I have to find the laundry room, and I have no idea where that is, so I suppose I'm just going to have to wander for a little bit. I'm sorry, what did I say? This vent seems very loose. You've got... Oh, for crying out loud. Where is the steam coming from? Goodness only knows. Goodness only is intelligent enough to work it out. I can't go through there because I'm not allowed in there, am I? This isn't the place I need to go. Laundry. There's a library, admissions. Maybe I could ask somebody for directions. You don't know the way to the laundry room, do you? Oh my god. No, seemingly not. Can I go in here? Laundry. Paradoxes. Laundry room! The laundry room is currently closed for repairs. We apologize for the inconvenience and ask you to please refrain from washing your socks in the drinking fountains. That is disgusting. Okay then, so what the hell do I need to do now? Athenia won't let you in the front door of the laundry. Maybe there's a back way in. You don't say. Can I go in here? Yes, I can. Can I... Steam tunnel access, I suppose? You'd think this door would be locked, but for some reason it isn't. Okay, I don't know where we're going, but we're going a place and we're going to find out what we find at the end of it. The sign above the hatch says, Steam tunnel access, protective gear recommended but not provided. Oh, the joys of corporate responsibility. This is a very old manhole cover. So old, it's practically an ape hole. Okay, that's funny. Are we in a circular location? I have no idea. There is a small, well-animated mouse over here. The rat waves at you as you approach. Hello, Mr. Mouse. Or Mrs. Mouse. The rat emanates a few squeaks. What's shaken? The rat dashes into the hole and returns holding a tiny piece of cheese. He points at you, sweeps his arm more broadly from left to right, and then points at the cheese. He stares at you for a few seconds and then eats the crumb. I suppose if there was any place in the world we were going to find a very intelligent mouse, it would be in a school. I'm going to bring you some cheese. The rat nods and scurries around in a quick little circle. Alright. If I find any cheese, I'll bring it to you, I suppose. Can we play some tunes? Somebody has tapped the steam pipe into power that... You can't power everything with steam! It doesn't work that way, alright? It just doesn't. That's not how it happens, I think. The sign has been scraped off this door. Curious. Let us see what is inside. A strange laboratory. Oh, goodness, this is a bit spooky. This device appears to be collecting steam for some reason. Well, I guess it is kind of the main resource of this place, so I suppose it would be necessary that somebody would be trying to siphon it. A case full of roaches. Why? I don't know, but that reminds me of the scarecrow. Someone appears to be living down here, and it definitely isn't... Definitely isn't him. Let's see what else he's got. A respectable collection of chemistry equipment. Make some potions. What would you like to do? I'd like to make some basic potions, please. I would like, maybe this stench armor thing, that could come in handy. That's the sort of thing that we need for a doing of a thing that we can't do because we never have the things for it. A bookcase full of strange science and maths books that you can't read. This machine looks at everything in this bloody school looks dangerous, mate. A scientific vessel of some kind, and definitely not where I keep my medicinal moonshine. If the label is to believe, this is a crate of arcane hot plates. I don't believe it in the slightest, but never mind. It is a weird set of mirrors mounted together. Some sort of optics experiment? Check out your own optics. Okay, we're going through this again. I thought this was going to go through some sort of, like, circus of contorted mirrors. But seemingly not. It's a big pile composed of 80% garbage and 20% miscellaneous electrical parts. It was something useful. You gain a chunk of lead, because it isn't in the slightest bit dangerous to be touching. A little nugget of the 5th heaviest stuff in the universe, as far as anybody currently knows, until they just, well... I was gonna make a joke there about somebody, but I was gonna get in trouble for it, so I'm not gonna do that. And some other stuff of scrap metal. Oh, I need 7 moxie to get something else useful. Can I... How much moxie have I got? I've kind of got 6. I could probably boost that. I must have something that gives me an additional point of moxiness. Here we are, my stylish sunglasses. Oh, kitty aunt. This do freak me out. A pocket battery to, a 1 AP to a pair of pants, and some gold-plated cable. Rufus appears to have apparently discarded this cable that was chewed on by a rat. Presumably that's the name of our friend over there. Can I increase it any further? Do I have anything else that would be useful for the doing of this? I don't think these ever up my stats, because these are just sort of combat items as best I understand them. Anything else? That would give me a point of moxie, disgustingly. Anything else? That would get me 1 point, I'd get it up to 8, but this needs to be 9, doesn't it? Yeah. I could try and get a potion or something. Do I have enough for a perk? No, I don't. Okie dokie then. There must be a potion or something that'll give me a bit of moxie. Or maybe I could go make something over there if I can find it. Yeah, here we are. Increase your moxie by 1. Hopefully straightforward. Counteract my stench armor. That might still come in useful for something. Can I have a food instead? I don't think I've got a very useful food effect going on at the moment. Mysticality, some squirrel cheese. Why not? The sleaze armor. Yeah, I feel like we can get away without the sleaze armor for the time being. You're as nimble as a forest creature. Indeed. That should give me enough to go through here. If I remember what it was that I was supposed to be doing, which I don't. Oh yeah, I was putting this disgusting hat on. Please tell me this doesn't drip. No. No, it just makes me look like some sort of absolute numpty. You gain a prototype electro helmet. Goodness, this is shockingly modern. That's pretty useful if you're good with magical stuff, and I'm not. But there's no way on earth I'm going to get any more moxie out of this, so I better go back to wearing all of my standard things. Whatever the hell that was. Let me stick that back on and put a proper hat on, because honestly I feel like I've dyed my hair a disgusting colour by wearing that infernal thing. Okay, let us go speak to our friend. Hang on a minute. Rufus. I feel like I know who this guy is. But I'm also suspicious of looking like an idiot and jumping to conclusions if it's not him, but I'll say it anyway, just in case. When we played Over Loathing, when you start the game, you leave your brother behind, who's a science and mathematics nerd, isn't he? Unless I'm absolutely bonkers, his name was Rufus too. Do you think he's... But that would imply this is only like 30 years later. I thought Over Loathing was set in like the 1800s or something, or the equivalent of it. Although if it was set in the very late 1800s, maybe we could... Let's just talk to him and find out instead of standing here theorising like some sort of a dingleberry. I am Rufus. How did you find this place? I was just sort of poking around the Steam tunnels, exploring, you know. That is a popular pastime around here. The kids call it hacking. I don't think that's what hacking is. I guess I should have anticipated that when I set up the secret lab. Why'd you have a secret lab? Was the department out of regular labs? I'm actually not supposed to be here at all. I used to teach here, but they fired me. What happened? Did they fire you for using the forbidden mathematics? Which I think is what politicians use in order to make their budgets work. Not at all. SIT is the last place they would fire you for doing that. I was sort of joking. I didn't know forbidden mathematics was a real thing, but never mind. They fired me because I didn't make tenure. I was too busy trying to find out what happened to my missing brother to publish any of my original research. Oh, he went missing? Interesting. That hardly seems fair. Probably just as well. I don't think I was cut out for being a professor anyway. Departmental politics are maximally bogus, as the students would say. So you set up this hidden lab in order to continue the search for your brother? Indeed. Basically, I'm taking a more roundabout route towards it now. What happened to your brother? He left home when I was 14 and headed north. Well, back then we called it west. Oh yeah, because of the whole compass thing I forgot about. He spearheaded the expedition that pushed the Transcontinental Railroad all the way to Frisco. Wow, he was some kind of famous explorer for a while. He used to get postcards from one all the time. But then one day, poof, just vanished off the face of the earth. I talked to all his friends back then, but nobody knows where he went. My only guess is that he decided to keep heading north and hopped a ship. I couldn't get any passenger records dating that far back, though, so it's pretty much as far as it leads. Oh, what are you working on now? Well, this is going to sound crazy, but you know we have a saying here at SIT. Science that nobody understands is called magic, and science that only one person understands is called mad science. There's a surprising kernel of truth running through that. I see, so you're doing a little dabbling in the forbidden arts, eh? Oh no, I checked the rulebook thoroughly, and there's nothing strictly forbidden what I'm doing. Oh, I'm glad to see you're on the right side of the law. I mean, I've just met you, and I hesitate to get somebody else mixed up in this. I'm kind of already screwed up in the brain, so don't worry about it. I'm already mixed up in this. In the last few days I've had to deal with fairies, time holes, shadows, monsters, gross fishmen. You know about the fishmen? Well, that's perfectly. I can definitely use your help. I'm glad it wasn't the fairies you were interested in. I am curious about them, but some other time perhaps. Maybe I'm focused on a more predictive quantum telecommunications. I'm gonna need you to explain that in very, very simple terms. Well, there's this brand new field of physics called quantum mechanics. It's only a couple of years old, and if some of the theories pan out, it could be staggering. But the specific part that I am interested in is that quantum particles appear to be able to communicate over long distances instantaneously, and I think there may be an explanation for the magical concept of clairvoyance. You mean as in psycholicious stuff? Tarot cards and crystal balls? And people that can't speak because their tongues have been tied up because they've been saying sentences for far too long and haven't been breathing recently? Crystal balls, indeed. I'm trying to make a crystal ball that will show me where my brother is, maybe even let me communicate with him. Cool, can I help? Well, all of the fishermen in this region come from a single source called the Fish Mother. Some sort of queen bee, you know. This one creature that laid all of the fishman eggs, which is a little weird actually biologically speaking, because that indicates a dangerous lack of genetic diversity. You're telling me. You see, honeyboys, never mind, that's something else that we'll study later. Honeybees avoid inbreeding through an extremely high rate of genetic recombination, but the... Oh, I see what you mean, yes, because of course the, in a beehive, the queen bee is the, among many female bees, she is the only female bee that actually reproduces, so that would naturally drive down the genetic diversity of the future generations. I never thought of that before, but never mind. Never mind, I got a little sidetracked there. The important thing is the fish mother is thought to have a sort of magical psychic link with all of the fishmen. Right. Psycho-fishy thoughts. What do you need me to do? Legend has it that the fish mother occasionally makes huge, beautiful pearls. How they make them is probably far too gross to think about, but my working theory is it has the right kind of fish DNA in it. I might be able to reconfigure this for my own psychic link. I haven't understood basically anything you've said, so that sounds all perfectly reasonable. So you need me to find you one of these pearls until I get back here. The fish mother lair is down by the river, but the entrance is a sort of organic valve. Oh, it's a huge anus, isn't it? I was gonna say... clocker? I have no idea what that is, but yes, it is essentially an anus. Oh, wonderful. That keeps anything out that isn't related to the fish mother. How do I get in? Well, other than slathering myself in sardines. You aren't going to like it. I already don't like the idea of climbing into something's bum, but never mind. You need to make... You're giddy, aren't I? can make you a kind of disguise goop to cover you with. I misread that initially as disguise poop, originally, and I'm glad it wasn't that, but it's still pretty terrible. How much am I going to get paid for this? I actually really don't have any meat left for setting up this lab, but maybe the Fishmother's lair has some treasure in it. I mean, definitely, the Fishmother's lair definitely has lots of treasure in it. Fine, fine, fine. For a penny and for a pounding by the sphincter. Great, in order to make the fishman disguise coop, I'm going to need some fishman eggs, around 3 pounds of them, according to my calculations. But if the eggs are in the fishmother's lair, no, regular fishermen carry them around. Keep an eye out for them, on a bunch of little hideouts all over the SIT campus in Ocean City, or rather all under, I should say, since they're mostly in the sewers. This just keeps getting better and better and better. Oh, and you need one of these to get the manhole covers open. Thanks. Why is this thing bent in such a funny way? Modern sewers use a classic C manhole cover, but this tool doesn't work on those. This one is for the old-fashioned B-holes. I feel like there's a joke in there relating to the kind of holes we've been discussing thus far, but never mind, I don't suppose it matters. Oh, I can look at the books now. These books look too advanced for me. Actually, there's one in there that's right up your alley. Third shelf, third from the left. You have the order of your bookshelf memorized? I don't have to memorize it. I understand the principles by which I arrange things and never deviate from them. Okay. You look at the third book on the shelf, and sure enough, it is easily relevant to your interests. Harmonic frequency resonances. References. A handy reference manual if you find yourself needing to know the exact frequencies at which a narrow range of substances will vibrate. Oh, hooray. Cause an enemy to deal its moxie and sleaze damage to itself. That could be useful as an enemy with a lot of moxie. I wish to read this book, please. You look up muscles in the book and then learn what frequency to play the drums at in order to really ruin somebody's day at the gym. That's funny. There's more than one kind of muscle, though. You could look up others if you have time. If you do, it will increase your moxie by 3. That sounds cool, but I'll have to wait till later because I don't have enough experience points. No, I really don't. Okay, then this will come in handy for later. Okay, can we deal with this metal detector? Sure, if you have a good and specific enough reason for needing it. Because I like things made of metal and would like to find more of them. No, not specific enough. Darn it. Okay, fine. Robot Battle Arena. This sounds rather cool. What's up with the Robot Battle Arena? That's my Robot Battle Arena. Why do you have a Robot Battle Arena? The fact that you even have to ask such a question makes me think you never understand the answer. How many robots are in there? They're capable of self-assembly and replication. It's hard to say. It's also critical that you never accidentally leave the door open. Okay, I guess I can have a little battle. I am beginning to realise that this was a real dumb idea. Okay. I am so fucking screwed. I need to heal myself. Quite severely. Not that. I thought I had something that gave me healing. Do I not have something that could... This will cure my bleeding. That would be quite useful. Because that stops me getting another bleeding thing, which is blatant marvellous if you ask me. I suppose hit you for 2 physical damage. That's not a lot of use. Increase my moxie. That could be useful for killing someone like nobody, because you're all weak enough to die in one hit, so it's all pointless anyway. And that's pointless as well, because you'll just do poison damage. What should I do? Should I crush somebody with a piano? That sounds kind of hilarious. Which of you is going to do the most damage? You're going to do 7 damage, you're going to do 7 damage, you're going to do 7 damage, you're going to do 9 damage. I'm going to hit you with it then. Yeah, let's hit you with a piano. I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect something that bloody brilliant. Die, you miserable old soul. The whole heckin' load should just die. Yes, and do dances. This is what robots do, apparently. Thank goodness for that. Right then. You might as well go home, mate, because you ain't no use to me. Alright. Never mind. You didn't expect anything less from me, did you? Who's this, my dear friend? Hold still a minute while I hitch in the knees of this lead pipe, okay? No! I got a swell idea for improving my kneecapping technique, and I want to try it out. You could wait until... Why didn't you try that on the robots? Molly's kneecap now does 5 extra damage. Hooray. You frighten me. Oh dear, what's in this lunchbox? Tools abandoned by some fleeing prankster, no doubt. See what they left us. Some self-adhesive ribbits? Ribbits? Yes, the sound that a frog makes. You can stick it to your face, if you wish to, with this product. That reminds me, I need to see if I need to stick that battery in my pants and the asbestos as well, because that still isn't really freaking dangerous. Oh, it's already got the AP, and it's already got the hot armor, so I think it's already got pretty much everything it could possibly have, so, perhaps we don't need to do that. I was actually more interested in the dial, but never mind. There's some language written here. Try ordering stuffed pepper style. Oh, you mean as in ordering, as in requesting something off a menu? I thought ordering as in, like, positioning things on, like, a shelf, and I was trying to understand why we were ordering things in a style called stuffed pepper. Never mind. This place seems dangerous. Only one table. This place is a rather exclusive, or really unpopular, or just has a really rubbish business model. The Pirate Restaurant Manifesto. Read it. We refuse to be stiffed and shackled by the narrow definitions of sandwich imposed upon us by the man, by which we are specifically referring to Charles Chipman, owner and proprietor of Greasy Spoon upstairs. Do you mean the fish and chip shop? To that end, we have taken control of the secret basement, as well as whatever ingredients we can filch and or fangle, which I don't think are words, but never mind, to bring you the true taste of freedom unfettered by the hoity-toity cuisine conventions and municipal sanctions and hygiene requirements. I am so gonna die if we go in here. You're not an employee, but I am. You're telling me you work here in this hidden restaurant you've just discovered in a town you've never been to before today? Definitely. Okay, fine, I'm done arguing with you about rubbish like this. I'm glad we're in agreement. Somebody dropped a name badge here. Ah, a pirate restaurant badge. Increases your sleaze armor by 4. This is the badge you wear when you're at work at the pirate restaurant underneath fish and chips. It says Phil, it says the badge. Oh, how convenient. Okay, smarty pants. This is a sign of a thing that says employees must wash their hands, and since you're an employee, that means you arrive. Okay, there you go. All clean and sanitary. This will be extremely safe for customers of the restaurants when you're serving them done later, during your shift, because you work here. There's no need to ram it home so hard, kid. I'm getting a heck of a load of XP for flushing toilets. This confuses me, but never mind. The girl behind the counter gives you a shy in-the-know kind of look. I'm a bit frightened of her. Hey, I haven't seen you here before. Welcome to the finest hash house in the whole of the underground restaurant scene. I'm guessing there's only one underground restaurant scene, but never mind. Wait, you ain't a copper, are ya? You gotta tell me if I'm not. Well, I'm not. Oh, alright then. In that case, we ain't got no beef. We ain't got no beef anyway, because this is a fish place. Do you think that's why there's a manhole cover there, so they can wander down into the sewers and get the sentient fish people and then chop their heads off and put them in tacos? Ugh. Poster on the wall there spells out the kind of racket if you need an explainer. What can I get you? Now place an order, please. Oh dear. Fish sandwich burrito style, fish sandwich omelette style. Okay, now you're taking the mickey. Fish sandwich samosa style. I don't know what that is, but it's very cosmopolitan. Still haven't got the faintest idea what it is. And the stuffed pepper style. Oh. Okay, that's very expensive. I'm not going to buy that until I know I need it for something. And a forbidden fish and soda. An illegal mixture of every flavour in the fountain. That's pretty darn good, actually. I might buy a copy of that. And by a copy, I mean a cup. Hello, friend. This guy seems pretty content with all of his cleaning, because goodness knows there's a lot of cleaning that needs to go down here. Alright, don't mind me. I am an employee, and that is why I'm going down here. To procure stuff and ingredients and that sort of thing. What are those big lumps sailing by? I don't know. Frankly, I'm quite scared. Hi, friend. My stomach is turning in somersaults right now. You get the sense that these are actually the clean dishes that somebody's job it is to make dirty. Oh, given this cat's condition, it can only be described as stinky. New cat unlocked! Oh, hi. So 1 physical armor or get 3 sleaze armor. I guess I'll stick with the sleaze armor. Whenever you get something gross on you, you think back to petting Stinky and how how having gross stuff on him didn't bother him at all, and you should be more like Stinky. I'll get Stinky. Saving money on the water bill, if nothing else. A big old pile of ingredients for a record-breaking stench. This is genuinely not making me feel very well. The fisherman behind the counter regards you cheerfully. He seems delighted that you ask. He plonks a tin bucket full of raw chopped up fish parts onto the... You cannibalistic crazies! And garnishes it with a lemon wedge. Then he makes an expansive gesture as if he were a used car salesman and waggles all of his 10 fingers at you. Why do they have fingers? Fine, I'll buy it for reasons we don't understand. I am not eating that! I don't care how much moxie it gives me. He takes your meat excitedly and pushes the bucket towards you. Oh, no. Sorry, I have to deal with something. I shall return soon. Right. Sorry about that. Call came in that I had to take. I also apologize to see me fiddling with my phone occasionally. I was waiting for that to come in, but never mind. That is out of the way, and now we can return to downing cups of chum. Right then. He looks around behind his counter for something else. He holds up a fishing spear with a hole still wiggling fish in, but you are cannibals of the worst kind, and there's stiff competition for that term. From his gestures and excited babbling, it seems like you get to keep the spear is the main selling point here. Okay, fine, I guess I'll have a spear. Fishman throwing spear. Tell me this is no one use item. He bows graciously as he hands you the spear. While he's distracted with your meat, you nonchalantly slide the fish off the end of the spear and kick it away without him noticing. Thank heaven for that. He roots around behind his counter for something else to sell you. He shows you a small glass bottle filled with some kind of oil. His gestures indicate that it has been freshly squeezed. Then he holds up a finger and quickly holds up it again 5 more times. It sounds like a grenade, if you ask me. Fish liver oil. No, I don't think it is a grenade, but apparently it's worse. You pay him the meat to take the bottle, which is somehow greasier than the outside of the inside. Oh dear, This time he pulls out another bucket of chum and gives you a big grin with 2 thumbs up. He then holds up both hands worth of fingers and then a 3rd hand. When you can protest that it was only 10 the first time, he holds up and says, "Market price. Goodbye." Ugh. I don't even want to read, I just want to get the hell out of here before I feel any more sick than I already am. Ew, that is disgusting. Can we please leave this place before I throw up? Alright, enough of this place. This box says free shoes. You're not sure if that is an announcement or a political statement. Oh no. Move quietly at a brisk pace. Shoes for sneaky business and also for tennis. Well, in this day and age, maybe, but not anymore. Oh dear. I don't know, what do you expect me to say? What can one say? What words in the English language are capable of expressing the that which is in existence in front of our eyes? What does this say? Attention, access to the Hex Rocks quarry is prohibited except with written permission from the geology department or a very good reason. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm going to try and get up there with a reason. It seems to have been barred from the other side. Well, fiddlesticks and darn it. Can I go in here? The terminal has blown a fuse. Yes, indeed. Let us go through, even though I don't think we've got security clearance to be in here, but never mind. What is this machine? The strange-looking machine seems to be broken. I don't seem to be able to mend it, though. A nondescript-looking locker containing a mechanical calculator. Oh, I feel like we've already got one of these, but never mind. Alright, not a great deal seemed to happen there, but never mind. I've now got to be really careful because having stopped the recording, all of the times are off. So we need to go until a very specific time that I can't remember, but never mind. Can I... Well, I might be able to go through here if I unsinge my beard. A harsh buzzing sound and a shower of sparks is her only reply. It must be broken. Just hot wires with your nimble fingers you bypass the lock circuits and trip the door. Oh, hooray, is that a book down there? Did that say the barbecue freezer wing? Someone's laid a book against the wall. Short stories of long winters. This book of short stories, each involving somebody freezing to death in the frigid west, gains an upgradable skill. I choose not to be cold. I should definitely read that. The book is a book is a collection of short stories about men who defy all wisdom and warnings to go hiking alone in a sub-zero west. At the end of each story, the man dies. Maybe there is a lesson in there. Okay, I suppose I'll read it, why not? In each story, the protagonist succumbs to sub-zero conditions and perishes. At the end, the narrator opines that if it were them, they would simply have not gone somewhere that is cold, and they would have gone somewhere that is warm instead. Oh, okay. That gave me up points of hot armor. I suppose I should keep reading. There's hundreds of these stories, and they're all like this. The skin has been upgraded. Okay, so you can continue to spend as much money on that as you want to get loads and loads of hot armor. I guess they could come in handy for stuff. Yes, indeed. Some people brave icy waters and biting winds. Others look at those people and say, it could not be I. It could also not be more silly, but never mind. Can I, go in here? This door is painted shut from the other side. Oh, that's funny, nice. I can't give you the squirrel cheese, can I? Give him the squirrel cheese! Indeed. The rat considers the squirrel cheese. He wrinkles his nose a bit, but eventually decides to keep it. He hauls it into his hole and emerges with a ring. Ugh, the synonyms. A bezel ring. Sterling silver from the bowels of a mountain, adorned with the calcium of the bones of the bowels of a cow. Oh. That's disgusting, but okay. He squeaks as if to say no problem. Can I continue to give him more cheese? Yes, presumably I can trade cheese for things. That's cool. Ah, for goodness sake, let's reach inside this one and find out, see what we find. A shadow elixir, as well as some shadow cheese. A little vial of nothingness. Increases your maximum HP by 11. Goodness. Alrighty then, that might come in use for something. Steam powered. You really needn't keep saying that, I am aware. This would dry your clothes way faster than boiling them. Why would boiling your clothes dry them, for crying aloud? A trove of dangerous laundry chemicals. There's a launder the meat. You don't want to look at the gross, filthy meat again, so you just throw the whole thing into the machine and start the wash cycle. Twiddle some thumbs for a while. Skip to the end of the waiting. You take full advantage of the time that time compiles an arbitrary rage during one of these dialogues and skip to the end of the laundry process. Hooray! I'm grateful for this. Are there any little bits of detergent that we can steal when we answer these questions? No. Alright. Have we gone everywhere? This door seems to be barred shut from the other side. This is the door of mystery that leads here. Naturally it does. There's a locked door here. I don't think we've tried going in here. I don't have the combination though, so we should be utterly screwed if we attempt to go in there. But I don't think we can go pretty much anywhere else. So let me completely forget where I saw another manhole cover. I feel like I have seen one somewhere though. It's got a gym bag on the side, which is full of rocks. Somebody must have been using it for strengthening practice. And upon a closer examination, you do confirm this, as the rocks themselves are covered with residual strength, which you scrape off. Huzzah and hooray. It was not here, but I can give the laundered meat now that I think about it. You glance around to make sure nobody is watching and slide the sack of freshly laundered meat across the table. Greasy Steve opens the sack and glances inside. Nice job, kid. Here's your payment, which he presumably says through a large amount of fish. He picks up the briefcase and empties the sack into it and then slides the briefcase back to you. A briefcase full of meat. Hang on a minute. He picks up the briefcase, empties the sack into it, and then slides the briefcase over to you. Why didn't you just let me keep the sack? Never mind. He shrugs and goes back to stuffing his face. Indeed. I'm going to pretend like I'm the faintest and foggiest idea what you're babbling on about. And now I'm going to stand here and wonder what the hell it is we're supposed to do for the next 14 minutes. He says, pressing the wrong button. What are we doing? Complete the chemical course, drive the magnesium off of the bridge, and complete the astronomy course. Oh, are we still doing that silly thing of chucking things off a bridge for no particularly well-defined reason? You okay, Molly? You got a whole 5 minutes without saying a sentence I didn't begin to understand. Oh, that's unexpected. Where'd you find the book? On a bench somewhere. It is pretty interesting. Oh no, I said that. I'm very confused. On a bench somewhere. Pretty interesting. Applied ballistics. You think we'll be needing to throw a 90-kilogram projectile over 300 meters because there's a real diagram in here on how that'd look. Oh, Molly, you could be the girl that revolutionizes gang warfare, except the opposite of revolutionize. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, I do worry that this poor woman is going to get us all killed. You drop the magnesium and watch it closely as it sinks. It doesn't seem to go as quickly as the bismuth did. That's about it. I can't get in here, can I? No, because that's a ladder, not a box. Okay, I guess we'll do some more fishing. I don't feel like we did this before, although I can't imagine why I wouldn't have done that. Some sordid grease! This game should come with a disclaimer and a free pair of gloves. Fish to sell. Oh yeah, this is just a place where I can generally go fishing in order to get things to sell. Okay, let's head back to the chemicals lab and see if our goblin professor has anything else to give us. As you walk past one of SIT's many weird vending machines, it suddenly emits an ear-splitting clang, after which it emits a sizable quantity of meat. There ain't nobody around, so you pocket it. Put it in my briefcase. Speaking of my briefcase, I should probably open the infernal thing and actually get my money out, shouldn't I? Indeed, 500 meats! This is excellent. They seem to be aware of the fact that you need a lot of money in this game, so they're trying to give you a quest line that will do that for you. I dropped the magnesium in the river, rather freaking good it did me. It seems to be about as dense as the sulfur. True, yes, slightly yes, but close. Are you learning so much to drawing a conclusion? My conclusion is that you've basically tricked me into doing a load of odd jobs for you and throwing a bunch away of rubbish. This is astute indeed. A time for your next lesson. Oh, sorry, when I saw this line, and then I saw the what, I was thinking, I don't understand how these two things are connected, and I'm not going to comment on it because I don't understand it, and then I suddenly understood it, and it wasn't particularly funny. But never mind, it doesn't matter. I'm not throwing anything else into the river for you. No, our box is empty. The next lesson is figuring out how chemical complex is to producing. This sounds interesting. Good, yes, a mind of inquiring scientific is very important to having. The equipment over there, you are to seeing it? It seems a bit outdated. Back to basic. Not just some chemical, but all chemical. That is pretty good fun. I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, go figuring those out to chrome polish synthesizing. Okay. There are 4 hoppers, each of which has a weird symbol on it. The first 2 hoppers are reasonably full, but the 3rd and 4th hoppers are empty. Allow me to make something. You have a couple of elements to work with here. What would you like to start with? I suppose we'll start at the beginning. Oh, I see. Then we'll go with the second one, and then we'll go back to the first one, and then we'll go back to the second one. You decant the mixture into a vial and run some tests on the various sample materials at the workbench. It appears you've made some sort of umbreline softening juice, which doesn't seem very useful, at least not for the circumstances you're likely to be in any time soon, because you're not that likely to encounter an umbreline which is overly hard. Fortunately, the workbench has a handy drain, and it's perfectly safe to dump this stuff into it. No, I'm definitely keeping it. What the hell is this? It's a quest item. Brilliant. Is this what you wanted? What was I supposed to be doing? A polish for chrome you should be making. Oh, can I read anything here about making chrome? No. Okay, what if I just go with loads of the first hopper? Like the first hopper each and every time. It appears you've made a sort of Bolagana bleaching juice. No, I'm keeping the Bolagana bleaching juice. What if I go all for the second hopper? Can I fix the other 2 hoppers perhaps? Some asbestos purifying juice. Excellent, I'm keeping that as well. Why am I doing this? What if we go for second one, first one, second one, first one? Some Velium straightening juice. I didn't know you could get Bent's Velium, but never mind. Okay, I have no idea how to create this stuff. Sorry, I was just looking at the symbols on this blackboard here and the symbols that were up here to see whether perhaps they lined up, whether it was some degree of symbols perhaps will give me an idea of what I want, but I don't think really that they do. I just don't know how to get the other two things working, because, I mean, they're empty. Can I put something in them? Perhaps. I have no idea. What does it tell me? Make some chrome polish in the chemistry classroom. Am I in the chemistry classroom? One presumes so. Inside the chemicals building. What if we go for 2 on the first and 2 on the second? That's the more bologolola. Review the experiment. What did that do? Yes. Never mind. What if I go for 2 of the second and then 2 of the first? That's the asbestos stuff again. What if I go for 1 of the first and 3 of the second? No. What if I go for 1 of the second and 3 of the first? No. What if I go for 2 of the first, 1 of the second, and another one? Oh, for crying out loud. What if I go for 1 of the second, 1 of the third, 1 of the first, and then 2 more of the second? Ah, for crying out loud. I'm not very good at this. I'm gonna have to find a, I'm gonna have to find some sort of exchange. I don't know what I need to make. I need to make some sort of recipe. That's the word I'm trying desperately to find. And failing miserably. Okay then. Let's go to the other frat house, because goodness knows we aren't deaf enough as it is already today. Goodness, that seems difficult and complicated. I don't just want to realise I forgot my shears. Oh, there's a little garden. Oh, cool. You seem very cold. You should go stand near the fire, my friend. I don't want to just do that through trial and error, so presumably there is another or a better way of doing this. Can I go this way? No, I cannot. Can I go through the front door? No, I cannot. Can I speak to this gentleman? A fraternity guy is turning the barbecue here. What you doing? Queuing? It's a cute way to say that I'm barbecuing, if you don't mind saying things wrong. Have one of these bad boys. A vegetable sausage. A sausage-shaped mass of leaves and mulch in a potato skin casting. Excellent. It's like someone's trying to describe the diarrhea of a vegetarian. Right. A special plant-based sausage I'm working on. Is it any good? I wouldn't call it a good boy just now. I figure I need another 80 or 90 years to figure it out. Don't mention it. Would you like to queue? I love it more than anything. With exaggerate or who's asking for pointless secrecy. I like needless secrecy. Well, here, have one of these queuing forks. I got like 10 of them. Once people find out you're into queuing, you start getting them for every birthday and cribbo. A barbecue fork. Excellent. It's a magical weapon because there's nothing more magical than a piece of metal for grabbing pieces of meat. If you want to move a sausage around on a grill, there is no better tool than a pair of tongs. If you don't have tongs, then I guess you can make do with one of these things. Ew. Can anything else go? A guy over at the Zeta Omicron Omega sent me over here with some sort of special wood chips. Oh, sure, I know what you mean. What he wants is my mesquite. Just shove a little bark of the mesquite tree over there. Is that this? Presumably, yes. Right, without having the faintest idea what this is, I'm just going to move swiftly on. You gather some chips from the bark, leaving the tree none worse for wear, you hope. Indeed. Hello, friend. There's a guy shivering in his teeth, chattering rather loudly. What is going on? I was hanging out at that weird stone frat, and I left my jacket at the bar, and I'm freezing. I guess there is some sort of unnatural chill in the air. I'm real susceptible to changes in the narrative atmosphere. If you head in the direction of... oh, for crying out loud. Of Lambda Iota Theta, could you stop in and grab my jacket for me? It's soft and comforting. Fine. Crying out loud, you people are incapable of looking after yourselves. There's a small tiger over there, which is curious. This pot contains dozens of different kinds of flowers, all grafted together into some sort of weird-smelling plantenstein. That's funny. Alright, you people seem vaguely reasonable. Hello, Pusscat. This cat is withering around a pile of catnip, either in ecstasy or agony, quite possibly the same thing. You definitely avoid the flailing claws and gnashing teeth and get a little closer to scritch him on the chin. As you do, his collar reads Sprig. New cat unlocked. Rubber belly of cat. What does this do exactly? +1 to my muscle to get additional muscles. I don't really know how. I mean, I suppose petting a cat is a form of exercise, but you'd need to pet a cat a very long time before you had any kind of musculature, I believe. But what do I know? I'm not a musculologist. Your muscles throb like mighty oaks and your nerves twinkle in tiny fibers of hallucinogenic... Oh, I see. I'm not actually stronger. I'm just as high as a kite, which means I'm so stupid I'm actually willing to do things that require a lot of strength. Okay. I think I'll stick with my current one, to be quite frank. Evening friends. A shrubberman. What is this that you are speaking or working on? It is a new form of super aioli. I've heard of aioli, which is a medicinal thing, right? Yes, it's great for burns and rashes and so on. Here, try some. A glob of super aioli heals for 10 and removes on fire. This could be quite useful. Thank you. You're very kind and sharing. This frat guy is tending to a row of multi-smelling plants. He looks busy, but you don't have reason to bother him. Right, multi-smelling plants. What, like malt as in like malt whiskey? That sounds like the kind of thing that they'd probably want in a frat house. Right then. At last! At last, I shall banish physics from this darned situation. Hooray. You replace several of the letters with other letters and several of the numbers with rude drawings. What a hilarious prank. Yes, ruining somebody's homework. Right. This place is a bit frickin' weird. Anything in the postbox? This mailbox is made of a foreign kind of stone, which means it is not a federal crime to steal mail from it. I wish I had the faintest idea what you're talking about. So it's not a United States postal box? It's from somewhere else, and apparently it's legal to steal other people's mail, but not your own? Okay. Some more junk mail. Hooray. If I ever find a letter opener, we are going to be able to read for years. Okay. These frat guys are super into geology. The entire frat house is covered with a single huge block of stones. Really nice scholarship too. Must have taken a long time. Oh, and even all the furniture, and the picture frames, and everything else are made of stone. You're not sure whether this counts as a painting or a sculpture. Ask it. The artwork talks to you for about an hour without actually clarifying the question of its identity. You ask where it gets all its energy from, and it shows you. Oh, I got some stuff. This is cool. Not only did they sculpt a stone bar, they even did some stone bottles and cups. Which is real dedication to an art. Either that or means that they weren't spending nearly enough time doing their studies. You find it draped over one of the bar stools. It was tricky to spot because it being exactly the same colour and shape as the stool itself. How confusing. A jacket with the big Phi Upsilon Tau patch on it. Yes, indeed. I'm not brilliant with Greek letters, alright. There is nothing on the hat rock. This solid stone couch looks uncomfortable, but it's still in your top 5 frat house couches, and this one is covered in filth. Do I have anything that will increase my muscle? Probably something in here, perhaps sleaze armor, HP. Come on, I must have something. I must have something to give me big, strong muscles. Indeed, this. Not really sure how tying something around my neck is going to make me any stronger, but hey ho. Let's just check under the Stonelicious cushions. Crying out loud, it's like being in Markarth. I forgot the name of it for a minute there. With their bloody stone beds. Never mind. Let me put this back on. There we go. Okie dokie then. Now that we have stolen some of their funds, we can come up here and see what else we can find. It is hard to say what this is. Perhaps a fridge? Or an armoury. I have no idea what that is, but never mind. It doesn't open because it's solid stone. Where do they keep their food and clothes? Well, I don't know, but given this is a stone building, it's probably quite cool already, so, and I don't mean that in the fashionable sense, so it's probably, it's probably chilly enough in here anyway. This is incredible. Not only did the fraternity chisel whole frat houses of stone and carve furniture to match, but even went so far as to sculpt a bunch of frat boy statues. Presumably, they stored them up here and hauled them downstairs to fill the space for parties. Why not leave them downstairs, for crying out loud? It's not like they're gonna get bored of it. There's also some kind of weird stone... This whole frickin' postcode is a weird stone thing, mate. It looks like one of those newfangled televisions you've read about, except triangular. Somebody's science project, perhaps. This place is weird. This statue was doing some kind of crazy dance, and to definitely bring this one downstairs for parties. Some sort of weird hovering rock? I suppose that's kind of cool. If this is a television, the program isn't very interesting, although you don't see any way to change the channel for them to any buttons. Oh dear, represents academic stress. Symbolic of students leaving school and having to join the workplace. There's no need to get personal, my friend. Statue is covering its eyes with one hand. There's a kind of political commentary, perhaps. The statue is praying. How traditional. It doesn't seem to be doing it in a traditional stance, though. At least not the ones I'm familiar with, but never mind. This statue is yellowing. They must take it to football games. Oh, no, it's yelling something. Sorry, I thought you said yellowing, as if it was, like, turning to the colour of... Never mind what it's turning to the colour of. Let's almost breathe something down the wrong pipe and almost die, and take this jacket back to where it belongs, on the shoulders of this chilly gentleman. And then I think we'll stop for the week, because my voice is getting as hoarse as heck. I found your jacket. Thank you. That was not as exciting as I thought it was going to be, but never mind. It doesn't matter. What matters is that I am really, really confused. Okay. Well, I must say I'm surprised that there's such a connection to the first game in this. I genuinely was not expecting that. I have no idea how to solve the chemicals puzzle. I've been in enough frat houses to last me the rest of my life, and frankly I think I could have got through my life quite happily without ever going into one. So, other than that, everything's going absolutely spiffingly. Right then. This game never slows down, and it never ceases to impress me with its absolute madness. Right then, I think that's more than enough of that for 1 week, so thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.